Hello YouTube, thank you very much for coming and joining me again. This is going to be March's, I may do another one this month, but primarily the first vlog of March, even though we're nearly halfway through it, or over halfway through it. I just want to do a vlog really. I've got a few things kind of kicking around my mind, and to let you know a little bit about what's coming up, what I'm vaping on, if anybody's interested. So really, let's just rattle off with a few things. I am currently, what am I vaping on? I've got an SMPL, a simple clone with a Derringer clone on it at the moment, which is doing a spectacular job. And I know a lot of people really don't like clones, and to be fair, if I'd have spent 90 quid or whatever it was on an original Derringer to have a centre post spin, I'd have been pissed. But the little clone is working brilliantly. It's my own little drip tip adapter on there instead of the normal one that comes with it. And it's doing a fantastic job. I love it. Clouds up really nicely. Brilliant taste. What else have I got going on? I've got the Delta 2 still rocking on the Sigeli. Loving the Delta 2 still. Got the rebuildable head in there. Using the pancake wick idea that Mr. Rip Trip has posted up, and it seems to be doing well. It does leak if you leave it down on its side, but you know, I mean, if you leave a lot of tanks down on horizontal, then they probably will leak at some point in time. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with that, as long as you just keep it upright. Taste is good. The flavour is, well, flavour is brilliant, in fact. Clouds are great, still a pain in the cock to fill up, but you know, horses for courses. For that, I am weighing through some Villain Vapors Dillinger, which is rather special, so I'm loving that one. And also, I've been up to making another box mod as well. So this one's out of an old soap dish. Came out of a sort of a gentleman's travel kit. It's all very posh. There we go. I'll show it to you. Look at that! Look, in a little leather case and everything. It's very exciting. The missus found it in a charity shop and thought I might be able to make something from it. And yeah, she's not wrong. There's all manner of bits and bobs in there. I think there's probably a couple of 26650 tube mods and maybe a stacked 18650 mod waiting to happen, at the very least. But so that's a bit of fun. But this has got an M65 chip in it from a Smok M65, and I've actually done something reasonably tidily for a change. The reason I've not gone for a dual battery is because I originally wanted to make a squonker, but I haven't got the extra cash just to get a couple of bits and pieces that I want to do it properly. So I've left it with that size, but it is a nice little size to pop in a little juice bottle for carrying and easy access. Little bit of boom there. So yeah, but no, it's a funky little mod, little fat daddy on the top of it. Closes up nicely. Tells you what you're doing. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. And with that, I'm currently rocking the Arctic sub-tank that I've just done a review for. So all in all, that's what I've been vaping. Oh, also, liquid-wise, in the Arctic I have got this stuff, this Halcyon Vapors Grand Chi, which is a 70-30 mix. This one is a sort of a cranberry and something else, can't remember what that is. It's okay. And this is my new addiction, Halcyon Vapors Grape Gatsby. Very grapey, and it's lovely. That is in the old Dillinger at the moment. Not Dillinger, Derringer. Dillinger and Derringer, it's too hard. But yes, I am loving that. So yeah, that's what I've been vaping on recently, and that's what I'm loving. Now then, let's have a swig of coffee and I can carry on. Okay, so unusually for me, I am going to have a little rant, and it's about what I've been kind of seeing, and I think what a lot of people see on predominantly Facebook. I'm not on Reddit. It's all a bit too technical for me, Reddit. But on Facebook, it certainly is very apparent, and that's the starters, and that's the new people into vaping, the new people into vaping that are being told by shops or by their mates to go straight into sub-ohming, and I don't get it. I just don't understand it. You know, I've posed a question in a local vaping group. Are we the people? Are the experienced people, the people that are playing with the sub tanks, or the people that are dripping, the people that are cloud chasing, the people that are doing kind of crazy fun coils and stuff? Are we the ones to blame for you know, predominantly youngsters getting involved and just wanting to get their very first setup to be able to blow massive clouds without having any kind of concept of what happens, you know, and the safety. It's scary when you look at some of the Facebook posts where people have kind of they've asked if they can. I've seen one where someone's asked if they can put a AA battery in an 18650 mod. I've seen boxes that just shouldn't be allowed to be used, with the owners having absolutely no concept of Ohm's law, of you know, what you're building a coil at, and it's horrific. You know, you've got some of the Facebook groups are really good. They do offer advice, but there's also a hell of a lot out there that somebody has possibly been given the wrong information by their buddy. They've gone on at Facebook, they've said, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing, and there you go. And straight away, it's kind of, they get grief, or you know, they get memed to fuck, and it's not going to encourage them to ask a question again. On occasions, as I say, you do have groups where people offer advice and they offer support on how to do things properly. But there's also the other side of the coin with people that just don't want to learn. All they're interested in is kind of just blowing some big clouds and trying to look cool in front of their mates. And that sucks, quite frankly. I think that shops can, or should, spend a lot of time with people. And I know that when I started with the coiling, a local shop, a smock shop in Norwich, those guys spent a long time with me, talking me through coiling and helping me understand what was going on with that, which was absolutely superb. And it gave me the base knowledge. I could then walk away, work on it, come back, ask a few more questions, and go along that way. So what I would urge is, first of all, for shops to get really involved, really showing people what to do. If someone's coming in for their first ever setup, don't give them a sub-ohm tank and a CF Aspire battery. Don't sell them a box mod. Talk them through the reasons for what they're doing. What do they want to achieve? What are they hoping to get out of vaping? And are they going to do it responsibly? And arm them with the information they need to be able to go forward safely, and to the knowledge that they will keep coming back to you as a retailer because they trust you and because you're knowledgeable. I mean, there's a lot of people out there. I picked this up from the bottom of a drawer the other day. It's covered in juice and shit. But back in the day, when we were 5-6 years ago, vaping was all about these little ego puppies, and you'd have your this would be your mouthpiece and juice holder, and you'd squirt your juice in there, and I don't know, you won't probably be able to see in there. See, there's a little post that sticks up there. That brings the juice down into the atomizer, and that was it. That was what you had, and it was shit. It was really bad. This came from Totally Wicked back in the day, I think, or one of the retailers. There weren't many about online. And the batteries used to burn the crap out of the coils. It was always a burnt taste. It tasted generally horrific, but you stuck with it because you tried to figure out ways of making it work. Would I have gone straight into sub-ohming back then? I probably don't know. If I hadn't have known any different, if no one had spent any time with me, then quite possibly. But this is what I'm saying. People need to start somewhere. Don't just fucking go straight into it headlong. Learn what you can. And because of that, not that I am a great knowledge on these things, but I have learnt a few bits and bobs over time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a couple of videos coming out soon where I'm going to focus some stuff at beginners about kind of what you should be aware of. Why are people vaping? You know, is it just for smoking cessation? Is it because they want to be cloud chasers? Is it because they've given up the fags and they want to have a nice taste in their mouth for a change? And also going through the equipment, you know, looking at exactly what you have got to deal with. And we'll touch on a little bit of Ohm's law, and we'll touch on a little bit of coiling and so on and so forth. Now, these videos aren't groundbreaking, and there's plenty of other videos out there that are doing exactly the same thing. But essentially, I think if the more that's out there, the more help we can be to the people starting up. And who knows, depending on what happens with the laws at the end of this year, start of next year, we may all be a little bit stuffed. So it's going to force a lot of people to start looking at doing things themselves, and hopefully by that point they're going to have a lot more knowledge behind them. So that's my rant over, really. It's just knowledge, people. Let's just not dick around jumping into things and running before we can walk. You know, you don't pass your driving test and you get into a Ferrari and then drive at 1,000,000 miles an hour just because it goes fast, because that would be ridiculous and you would die. You know, you have a starter car. You learn what the driving on the road is about. You know that people are dicks on the road. You know that you're in a dangerous piece of metal that could kill you or other people. So you have to learn to take things seriously. Sure, you're going to get knobheads that go out and do stupid things to their cars and they, you know, and end up in accidents and what have you. But the majority of people do things slowly, and vaping, I think, is exactly the same way. There has been stories in the news in the States about some guy who is suing a vape shop because he bought a couple of 18650 batteries. He just put them in his pocket with loose keys and change and all that sort of stuff. They shorted, started venting, and it all went a bit pear-shaped and he got a burnt leg. You've got people mismatching chargers. You've got people doing just all sorts of silly things, and it's causing problems, and it's your responsibility as a vapor. If you've been doing it for any period of time, if you've got any knowledge at all, it's your responsibility to help the newbies and the new starts do it safely, because without that it's going to keep giving the vaping community a bad name, and it's going to make it a lot harder for us when the Article 20 of the TPD, if that continues, trying to justify how safe vaping is if we don't look after each other. So that's all I'm going to say about that one. Hopefully you'll enjoy the videos that will be coming up, and if you know people that are thinking about beginning vaping, hopefully you can point them in my direction and it might help them. So, what else is going on? What else is happening? Reviews to come. In a previous video I promised a couple of 26650 mod reviews, and I've not done that yet because the Megan Chi Yu clone that I've got, the copper one, is still fantastic. The buttons are twat, but the mod itself is pretty damn good. But I'm going to do that and my Asmodus Fat Snow Wolf at the same time, just because there's a couple of 26650s and I can offer a direct comparison. But I've got an Asmodus 26650 Atty coming for the Snow Wolf, so it's just all going to look nice, and it'll just be a nice little video to make. So that's what I'm going to be doing with those. They're going to be coming up. What else is happening? I've got a Doge V2. This one is also a clone. It says V4 on the box for some God knows whatever reason, but I'm going to be having a little blat on that. That only arrived today, so we can see what's going on there. The Mini Freak Show, I'm going to be having a little look at that soon and giving a direct comparison to the Derringer clone that I have, and we'll see how that compares. I'm excited about that because with things like the Freak Shows, with things like the Trolls, the Homes, I think the Makos are fantastic pricing. There's so many really good priced genuine atomizers that are out there now that it would be daft. I understand Fast Tech have now started cloning the troll. I mean, for fuck's sake, for under 20 quid generally, you're able to pick up a troll, which is going to be spot on from your local vape shop. Why would you send off to China to get a clone of one? It beggars belief. I understand clones when it comes to, you know, do I spend 100 quid on an atomizer I don't know if I'm going to like? If you want to buy a clone, see if you like it, and that inspires you to go and buy the original. When I got the Derringer, I was all go for buying the original Derringer, the genuine one. However, with all the problems, no, I'm not going to get one of them yet. Wait for the V2 that's going to be coming out shortly and see what that's all about. Anyway, so those are happening. I've got some more juice reviews. I've got the Halcyon Vapors. They're both to be reviewed. I'm getting on pretty well with those at the moment. I've got the Dillinger from Villain Vapors, and where are we? Oh, hang on. We also have, it's another Dillinger. We also have the Queen of Hearts. So we've got the Dillinger for a custard and the Queen of Hearts for a bit of a strawberry milky thing, I believe it is. On top of that, we've got a Mount Baker Hawk Sauce, which sounds awfully exciting, doesn't it? So we'll be giving those a good old run for their money and seeing what they're all about. I'm looking forward to getting stuck into those. So far, Dillinger I didn't think I was going to really like because of the I think it's a 50-50 mix on that. I'm not a massive fan of PG, but it's working out really well. I've got it in the Delta 2 at the moment, and it's nice, you know. Yeah, it does taste good. It does taste good. It's not your boom juice, but it's not meant to be. It's a good tasting juice. Oh, one of the other things I've found recently, while I'm talking rubbish, the rubber case on the Sigeli. Sure, it feels nice and all that sort of stuff, but if you're not very careful, and I found this when I changed out the batteries this morning, one of my atomizers had dripped juice, and it was literally all over the side of the case, and I had no awareness of it whatsoever. So that's just annoying, really. But there you go. The button still is annoying me. It's too clicky. Can you hear that? Oh, like that sort of business. There's no need for that. There's no need for that at all. So yeah, the button annoys me, but otherwise it's performing jolly well. What else? What else have I got to bother you people with? I think that's more or less it for the time being. Don't know if I ever did a review on the Homes. So I think I'll probably do a review on the Homes as well, just from a flavour point of view. It's a great little Atty. Once again, another great genuine one. Sort of the sub £30 one, dual post, dual airflow, and it's a great little atomizer. Not for your lung hitters, but for your flavour chasers out there. Not bad at all. What else have I got? I actually made some notes today for a change. It doesn't often happen. Where are we? I've told you about, I've had a bit of a rant. I've told you what I'm vaping on. Told you what's to come up. And yeah, the beginners review, the beginners videos I'm looking forward to doing. Hopefully just to sort of incite a little bit of extra helpfulness in there. Advocacy. With regards, I've mentioned about Article 20 of the Tobacco Products Directive, the TPD. If you're unaware of this, and there is a surprising amount of people, including vape shop owners, that do not know about this. Now, the EU is proposing that come the end of this year, or I think it possibly should go into full effect come May 2016, that us vapors are screwed, basically. We will be going back to cigar-likes and not much else. A restriction on juice, flavours, because they think that nice flavours encourage kids to start vaping. Um, do adults not eat sweets anymore? Do we not like nice tastes? Anyway, so flavours are going to be screwed. Drippers and things like your sub-ohm tanks and all that, they're all supposed to be not allowed anymore, because you've got to have a sealed unit. So a sealed unit that comes in from somewhere, all sealed up, where you go. So you've got no choice. Mods, there's going to be potentially a restriction on voltage and wattage for the mods, so you're going to be very restricted on what you can use there. But if you're not going to be able to have a dripper, then you're not going to be able, there's no point in having something that does 100 watts, is there? Shops, I believe, or manufacturers as well, I believe there is a requirement to give a 6-month notice period of new products, and everything has to be tested. And so someone who's a manufacturer will have to pay for their own testing of products from whoever labs, get all the correct certification and everything else. This is going to push a lot of problems onto a lot of people. And let's not forget the vape shops, the brick and mortar shops, the online shops, the people that you buy your gear from could quite possibly not be in business next year. People are going to be out of work. People aren't going to be able to do what they enjoy, and this is all down to Article 20 of the TPD, Tobacco Products Directive. Now, what can you do to help? Do you sit on your ass and do nothing and expect other people to do it, or do you want to be involved with it and try and help? Now, granted, this is an EU thing, so whatever we do, there's only, I can't remember, I think there's only something like 37 here. Let me find out for you. But we're quite limited on the impact that we can make in good old Blighty. I've got the numbers here somewhere. Where are we? Here we go. 751 MEPs, members of the European Parliament, and the UK has just 72. So even if every single one of those MEPs was for us, and nobody else was, then we'd still be screwed. But at the moment, there's a lot out there that do not know. They don't know what's going on. They don't know. Your local MPs possibly have never heard of vaping. Now, one of the things you can do is there is a website called Write to Them, WRITE to them.com. Now, you pop in your postcode and it will tell you who your local MEPs and MPs are. So what you can do is you can choose to write a kind of a round robin letter to everybody. So everybody gets that same letter. Now, I did this recently to find out. I wanted to know what the MP's knowledge of vaping was and what they were aware of when it came to the Article 20 TPD business. Now, out of all of the local MPs and MEPs, I've had one response. Now, that one response has been incredibly unsatisfactory. I would read it out now, but then you've got the potential of getting all political underneath. But I'm not getting in there. But I've only had one response from one party, and it wasn't a response that gave me the answers I wanted, and it gave me no trust in that particular party that they knew anything about what was going on. In fact, apparently they've stated that there was a publicity stunt when the leader of their party was shown at his desk with an e-cigarette, but in everything else that you'll see in the media and papers, he's got a fag hanging out of his mouth. So that doesn't give us a fighting chance, really. But my point is, if you write to someone, is it going to make a difference? No, it probably doesn't, if just you do it. However, if you do it and you get two mates to do it and they get two mates to do it, and then that grows and grows and grows exponentially until soon every MP in the country, every MEP that we have represent us in the European community will be aware of the issue and what's going to happen. And this is something where the vaping community has to stick together. Denmark, look up Denmark and vaping. They've all gone to piss recently. They've kind of got involved with all the rulings before it was necessary. So now it's their choice. Over in the Danes have got very little choice now. They're pretty much down onto your seal tanks and e-cigs, cigalikes. You know, even our comrades over in America, each of the individual states tends to be able to provide their own laws, and so many are now having so many problems when it comes to producing juice or, you know, being able to vape. Can you vape in a vape shop? A lot of places are saying no, you can't. I mean, that's ridiculous. You know, one of the great things about going into a B&M is the fact that you can go and you can try a juice and then you can take it away and you'll be happy with it. But no, you won't be able to do that anymore either. So there's a lot of these states that are taking things sort of way too far over there. And there is CASAR.org and various other groups over there. There is a lot of groups within the or on the internet, and people that are pushing things forward. Now in the UK, Totally Wicked are at the forefront of fighting against the negative aspects of the TPD. And so go on to the Totally Wicked website and sign their petition and register your support. Because at some point, ladies and gentlemen, we are all going to be royally fat. It's just, that's the way it's going to be. And it's going to be down to every one of us that, or those of us that don't do anything, we're going to be sitting there moaning and bitching and complaining, saying, well, it's just not fair, we can't do what we want to do. But if we continually expect other people to fight on our behalf, then eventually we're just going to end up losing out. We have to get involved, we have to get the word out there. So get on writetothem.com, get a letter out to your local MPs and MEPs, and try and get some responses. Try and get at least the knowledge out there, because the more people that do it, the more chance we've got. Okay, so that's my little bit on advocacy. Now, finally, we've had a good run on the sub tanks over the last 3 or 4 months. The Atlantis was the first. The Kanga sub tanks, the Billows, it's all getting a bit silly now. There's loads available. As I said earlier on, or I think I said on my my Arctic tank review, do I think they're a good idea? I think the proliferation of them now is not so much a good idea, because it's encouraging people to do it. You're probably aware as well that there's so many people, so many of the reviewers now are highlighting this, but I haven't checked the bottom of this one yet. But on the Arctic tank, I'm pretty confident it's going to be the same as all the others. And yeah, it is. That firing pin, or that connector, is flush as you like with the bottom of that 510. So whilst that's fine on a number of variable wattage mods and even a lot of mechanical mods, a hybrid mod it will not work on. You will short it out and it will possibly cause the battery to vent pretty much immediately, because with a hybrid mod like the Simple or 4.9 or any of those, if you're unaware, there is no cap. What you see in that hole there is the battery. All right. So if you put a tank on top of that that's got the 510 flush, the connector is flush with the outer casing, then that's both going to be hitting the positive part of the battery, and that is then going to short out, obviously. So silly little things like that. Are people aware of that? Are people aware? We've said in the vaping world since the Atlantis, people are going to start putting these on, putting the tanks on stupid things like egos and all this sort of business, and stretching the piss out of a battery. And that's happening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, go on Facebook and you'll see people saying, why doesn't this fire? Because they've managed to pick up a Kanga sub-tank and they've got a point whatever coil in it, and it's just not firing, and it's causing problems. Once again, people, let's get a bit of knowledge out there. It's not hard. It's not hard. Just look after your brothers and sisters. So I do think they encourage it. I think with the Arctic, I mean, I've just reviewed this, but this is coming out with standard with a 0.2, a 0.2 coil, and I mean, Christ me, that's low. That's low. You know, even about putting one of those on some mechanical mods, you're in slightly ropey territory. So, you know, be aware, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be aware of what we've got to deal with. But, God, I've gone off on one on that one, haven't I? I think I've had too much coffee. Fuck it, I'll have some more. Yeah, so, what have I gone? I've just gone over half an hour there. It's my longest video to date. How exciting. A bit worried about the old noggin. It's looking... If you've seen any of my earlier videos, you'll see that I had a baldy head. Used to shave my head, and in the last couple of months thought, I know, I'll grow my hair. Yeah, I look stupid with hair, but never mind. And the beard's not looking too clever either. But anyway, there we go. If you've got any questions, if you've got anything that you would like any help with or would like me to see about reviewing, please let me know. If you've got anything you would like to discuss, leave a comment. Let us know. You know, drop it down there and let me know what you're thinking. And I'll put as many links under this video as I can for the advocacy side of things. But please, please, please do get involved with that, because it's, you know, we're all going to be screwed and none of us want that. Well, not the bad screw anyway. So I'm going to... Oh, I love this little mod. It's so good. This grape juice is lovely. It's so small, it's tiny. Yeah, well, I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to see any more of this for any reason, then let me know. But essentially, it's just another little box mod that I've made to add to my collection. All in all, thanks very much for watching. If you've got this far of me preaching and whinging and complaining, then well done you. Go and put your feet up, have a nice vape and a cup of tea, and go crazy with a little chocolate biscuit. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, and my other reviews will be up soon, hopefully. And let your friends know that I'm here. And like I say, keep on vaping, people. That's what it's all about. Keep looking after each other, keep supporting your local B&Ms, and get the message out there. Vape on, people, vape on! Yeah!